She needs a ton of pictures with this blue hair. This is why this is my favorite color. It's time to move on. You know, I feel like we've been in an extremely long relationship, and I just think, you know, it's time for us to just be friends now.
I'm gonna test this out. Keep in mind that I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Chariti Sinae and I am back with another video, and today I will be doing my makeup using all my current beauty favorites. I pulled all of my current favorite makeup products, and instead of just doing a monthly favorites and just showing you guys my current faves, I just decided to do a full face with them, so that way you guys can start seeing why they're my favorites and how it will all look like once it comes together and like doing a full face, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought it would be a good idea to do this and to get into the habit of creating videos like these instead of just talking about them. So yeah, welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. If you're interested in today's video, just let's get into it, okay? Okay, so the first step I'm gonna do is go on with some lip gloss, and this is from Fenty Beauty in the shade Fussy. I like to put on lip gloss while I do my makeup, just to go ahead and hydrate my lips so they won't be so ashy, especially in the video. So the next thing I'm going to do is prime, and I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. And this has been my favorite primer lately because it does a great job at hydrating my skin. And y'all know I have dry skin. What I'm gonna do now is do my eyebrows. Yes, I'll be doing my eyebrows on camera, right? So it is the MAC pencil in the shade Stud. This has been the one that I have been like using like non-stop. Every time you see my eyebrows done, I've used this pencil. Although I did get the one from Fenty, and I want to save it for a video, so we'll see how that goes. And as you see, I just start on the bottom. I started on the bottom and now I'm at the top. I outline first and then I fill it in. Okay, so my favorite concealer to go in under my brow is my Anastasia concealer, and this is in the shade number 6. I love to clean up my brows with this. It's just so creamy and easy to just blend out afterwards. Then I just take my Morphe M504 brush. It is 504, yeah. And this is what I use to blend out the concealer under my brows. This is my favorite brush. Just, see, you know, just does it so naturally, you know. Next, I am going to color correct. I'm going to be going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, taking the orange shade, and I'm gonna go around my mouth because I do get darker around my mouth. And this is just so convenient for me, just going in, and I pick it up with this e.l.f. brush. It doesn't have a name, but it's a round, fluffy, like a fatter blending brush, and it just blends it out at the same time as I'm applying it. So it's just really convenient that I don't have to apply it and then go in and blend it out. So I love this brush, and the product is so easy to blend, and it just does a great job at correcting the darker areas that I apply it to. So that's why this one is my favorite, you know. Now for foundation, because it is in the cooler months, we are in fall, I'm going to be using my stick foundations. This one is ColourPop, and this one is in the shade Deep Dark 185 Warm. And then my one from Anastasia is in the shade Truffle. I take Anastasia around the perimeters of my face, and then I'm going with the ColourPop one in the center. And because these are more creamy and they're not so matte, it just helps my skin to not be so dry or making anything flake off of my face. When it comes to the NARS Radiant and Studio Fix from MAC, the fluid, I love that combination, but unfortunately it is just a little too dry for me during this season. I went back to my sticks. I already mentioned these sticks before, but I haven't really shown you guys like me using all of my favorites at once, doing like a full face, and you guys can see how it all comes together and why it's like my favorite, you know. And the brush that I'm using for this is just a Real Techniques brush. This one, let me see. So the Real Techniques and the Morphe brush, this one is the M439 brush, and this one is just the buffing brush. It says it on the brush. So these two are my fave brushes to use when it comes to concealer if I'm not using a beauty blender, which I don't really use beauty blenders anymore to do my foundation. I just use them for my concealer and powder. So for concealer, I will be using two different concealers. I'll be using my Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 370 and my Urban Decay Naked Skin concealer in the shade Medium Dark. So first I'm going to apply my Fenty Beauty. I love the undertone of this shade. It's going to do a really good job at brightening and correcting. It just has that perfect mix of like peach and yellow. I'm going to blend this out one area at a time because it does dry pretty quickly. So I love the texture and consistency of this concealer. I love the formula. It's so creamy and it just feels so good on the skin, and it just glides on to the skin. I love it. It's so easy to blend out. Yes, yes, yes. So now the rest of the areas that I'm gonna go in are my chin, the sides of my mouth, and my forehead, and down the center of my nose. And I'm gonna blend that out and I'll be right back. Okay, so for the Urban Decay, I'm literally only going to take this right here in the corner of my eye, the inner corner of the eye. And it's just to brighten up this area right here specifically. I love to have a brighter under eye. And I'm just gonna go straight in and blend it out. I'm not gonna waste any time. And that's really the only reason I use this concealer, is just for brightening purposes. But this is my favorite combination to do. I love to use this concealer with the Fenty concealer because I feel like if you're gonna layer concealers, you need to be careful about how you layer them. And I think the Fenty Beauty concealer can make for a good base because it's so creamy. To set the areas that I brightened in place, I'm going to go on with my KKW Beauty powder. This is in the shade number 3. Just gonna pick it up on that same sponge and go right in. This is my favorite powder because it's so good at brightening, I feel. I love this powder. It just leaves just this smooth, just airbrushed finish. Like, it just looks like a filter on the face, which is why I love this powder so much. So what I'm gonna do now is pick back up that Morphe M504 brush, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of powder and bake, and I'm gonna do a really light layer, not too much. I'm gonna take my MAC mineralized powder in the shade dark, and I'm gonna pick that up on my Sephora 55 brush, and I'm just gonna pat into that and go ahead and set the face. Y'all know that this is my fave powder. I have yet to find a holy grail, like one to replace this, another one I prefer over this. I have yet to find it, so if y'all have any suggestions, let me know. So for bronzer, I am of course going to use my KKW Beauty Contour Kit. I'll be using both today. I'll pick up this one first to go out and bronze my face, but I'll pick up this one and I'll only go on the cheekbones just to add that extra depth to it to really contour the cheeks. Y'all know this one is my fave, and because this is a powder, I wanted to go ahead and set my face first before going in with my bronzer and applying it, because I didn't want it to end up being patchy. I wanted to apply really smooth on top of the foundation. And I am picking this up on a Sephora 59 brush. And I did just purchase the Fenty bronzer. I'm so late to the party. I apologize to the queen. So I'm gonna go in with the shade that I bronzed with and just contour the nose. So I'm just taking a Morphe brush from the Rose Gold collection. But as y'all know, these brushes do not have any names, so it's not my fault. And I take it into the brow and pat it right at the front. As I mentioned before, I get this step from Jackie Aina. She said it just softens the brow as well and makes the contour look more natural. And it'll make the beginning of the brow look natural because you're softening it. So that's why I started doing this. Because I'm like, because I used to take it up into the brow but not actually patting it onto the brow. I would just take it under it, but not actually take it directly into it. So with my Laura Mercier powder, I am going to go in with my sponge from Morphe, my red sponge, going on the flatter side, and pick some of that up. And I'm just going to cut the contour. And this is my favorite thing to do whenever I contour, because it just really helps it to sculpt out those cheekbones. So I'm going to move on to blush. I'm taking this blush right here from this MAC contour kit. It was a part of a holiday collection, and I think it was the one from 2 years ago. This is what I'm going to use to blush today. I know y'all were probably thinking I was going to come with Harmony, but I know y'all been seeing me use this blush lately. I love this blush. It is so beautiful, and it has this sheen to it that kind of brings like a subtle glow to the cheeks. And you know, it just became my favorite other than Harmony. Harmony is still my ride or die, but I just like this one as well, you know. Dang, I have to choose highlighter. I don't even think I have a favorite highlighter. So for highlighter, I'm gonna take my Dose of Colors Chasing the Sun highlighter. This was a part of the Desi and Katie collab. It's just so beautiful. I just love that they were considerate of us brown skinned women when creating this highlighter. The one from their first collection is lighter than this one, but it is still beautiful. I have the one from their first collection and I could use it, but this one is it. It's that true gold for perfect for women of my complexion. Oh, and then the brush I was using was also from the rose gold collection from Morphe. And now for my nose highlight, I'm gonna take my Morphe E18 brush. And I'm just going to pat that on. I take it right on the tip of the nose, like that. We're gonna go ahead and start on eyes, of course. Y'all know my favorite eye base is the Paint Pot and Painterly. I'm trying to get off of Painterly. Like, I just feel like it's time to move on. You know, I feel like we've been in an extremely long relationship, and I just think, you know, it's time for us to just be friends now. Let's see, what are we gonna be using as far as eyeshadows and all that fun stuff, you know what I mean? I don't really have a particularly favorite palette. I'm just gonna be picking up the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place because I don't really have a favorite palette at this time. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is Burkina. I think that's the name of it. And I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M440 warm brush. And I'm just gonna use this as my transition shade today. So the next shade I'm going to go into is Zulu. And I guess you could say we're going on top of that transition shade, but we're also bringing Zulu into the crease as well. Not gonna be dramatic on the eyes. So something in me wants to use this little brown, this orange. This one is a true burnt orange, but it has like gold reflex in it, like glitter in it. It's sparkly, but I could tell it's not going to apply too sparkly. Oh, this is so pretty. Yes, I'm so happy I trusted myself to do that because it's so pretty, you know. And I'm just bringing this into my crease. I have not switched out my brush, just in case you all are wondering. For anyone who can't tell, I'm still using the same Morphe brush I started with. I'm going to go in with the brush from my Morphe Rose Gold collection, picking up Ada. And I'm just gonna go right on the outer corner of the eye and just go back and forth. And it just kind of effortlessly like blends it out, you know? I'm just gonna go in circular motions as I work my way up with whatever product is left on the brush. I'm not reaching back into the pan for a new product. Something else that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into my MAC palette. This one is from the Art Library collection in Flamboyant. Taking this really deep shade because I really want to deepen the very outer corner of my eye, going in with my Morphe M506 brush. And I just want to go on the very outer corner and just deepen that a little bit, you know, like that. Add a little flare to it. It just kind of really enhances my eye shape. I have a very lifted eye, so it really just enhances that, and I love that. What I'm going to do now is just pick up another Morphe brush from the Rose Gold collection, and I'm just gonna pick up the lightest shade from the Flamboyant palette, and I'm just going to peg that onto the inner corner. So, you know, I'm not cutting the crease. I'm just gonna go in and pack it on and brighten up the inner corner a little bit. So now I'm gonna do a wing with my favorite eyeliner, and this is the NYX Loveless Disco Epic Ink Liner. This is one of their regulars, but this is just the packaging for holiday. Okay, so I'm gonna do mascara at the top. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go on with my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And I'm just going to put a layer of this on so we can prepare for some lashes. Okay, so I applied my lashes. I went in with the So Extra Miamis from Lily Lashes. This is just the box, but we are all familiar with Lily Lashes. So I'm gonna go on with eyeliner. This one is my NARS liner, and this one is in the shade Larger Than Life. And I'm just gonna literally take it right here on my outer corner. I'm going to go in with that C word, the burnt orange with the gold sparkles in it for my masquerade palette, and I'm just going to take that and put that right on my lower lash line with my Morphe E17 brush. Just gonna do that. I love this shade. I don't know why I'm just so in love with it, but I'm just so in love with it. I'm going to go into my Morphe M213 brush, picking up the deepest shade I used on my eyes, and I'm going to begin to smudge that out. Just really making sure it's a gradual fade on my lower lash line and not just looking very random, you know. So then what I'm going to do is pick up Ada, and I'm going to go right below that, and we're gonna bring that all across the lower lash line. For lips, I am just going to go into my Double Fudge Lip Tensity lip liner from MAC. I do know they discontinued these, so I'm so sorry in advance. And then next, I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Kristen. On top of that, I'm gonna go in with my MAC lip gloss in the shade Bow. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I absolutely love it, you know, and this was just to show you guys my fall favorites, and not even my fall favorites, but just like my current beauty favorites as far as makeup. And instead of just telling you guys about them, I actually want to get into the habit of creating a look with them, just so you guys can see how they all apply on my face and just hopefully understand why they're my current beauty faves. So I hope y'all like this whole little video concept. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and you know what, just comment down below, let me know what you would like to see from me on my channel, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and then turn on your post notifications so you will be notified whenever I do upload. Thank you all so much for watching. She is cute, okay? Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.